Here's the news from WTVR FM Stereo 98. Brought to you by Martin Chevrolet, 214 Cowardin Avenue, just south of the Lee Bridge. A Coast Guard spokesman says 391 passengers aboard a disabled cruise ship drifting about 18 miles from Cuba are being transferred to another ship. The cruise ship developed engine trouble last night. The spokesman says in Miami that repair parts are being rushed to the Monarch Star. Meanwhile, the Coast Guard in New York reports that a cargo ship with a crew of 28 has developed a crack in its port side in the Atlantic, 180 miles southeast of New York. But a spokesman says the Norwegian registered vessel is not taking on water and there does not appear to be any immediate danger. Secretary of State designate Cyrus Vance says the views of the Palestine Liberation Organization will not be considered by the U.S. until the PLO recognizes Israel's right to exist. Vance also told the Senate Foreign Relations Committee that Mideast negotiations are high on the agenda of the incoming Carter administration. Defense Secretary-designate Harold Brown says it's not going to be easy to squeeze $5 to $7 billion in cuts from the defense budget. Brown made the remark before the Senate Armed Services Committee during his confirmation hearing. Brown told the panel that he does not think such cuts are possible in the first defense budget proposed by the incoming Carter administration, but he said trimming the defense budget is still a goal. The first budget for which the Carter administration has responsibility will be effective in October 1978. Local news in a moment.
Martin Chevy City says, when you're looking for, and you're south of Lee Bridge, Richmond, 50 years of dedicated service.
Delegate Donald Pendleton said today he won't run for lieutenant governor because of financial reasons. He called for public financing of statewide political campaigns. The Amherst Democrat told a state capitol news conference he had reviewed his chances and concluded he could run a strong race and win the primary and the general election. He also said he could raise about $250,000. But Pendleton said he feared two of his primary opponents would be able to tap considerably larger resources. He referred to Charles Robb, the son-in-law of the late President Lyndon Johnson, and Delegate Richard Reynolds of the Reynolds-Meadows family. Delegate Ira Lechner is also an announced candidate for the Democratic nomination. Pendleton said Virginia should consider a checkoff system in which taxpayers could decide to give $1 of their state taxes for a campaign fund for the three major state offices. And finally, contempt of court penalties against 3 Richmond officials were set aside today by a federal appeals court. The 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ordered that fines totaling $750 be refunded and the contempt proceedings dismissed. The contempt citations were issued in November 1975 by U.S. District Judge George Warner for alleged failure to carry out terms of a consent decree. The case involved was a job discrimination suit by the Richmond Black Police Officers Association. The decree called for several changes in the city's hiring, testing, and promotion policies. Richmond weather, clear and very cold tonight with lows around 5. Mostly sunny and cold tomorrow, highs near 30. The chance of precipitation near 0 through tomorrow. At WTVR FM, the current temperature is 25 degrees. The news has been brought to you by Martin Chevrolet, 214 Cowardin Avenue, just south of the Lee Bridge. This is Randy Davis reporting for FM Stereo 98. Lifestyle, the magazine for Richmond and Central Virginia. This month, don't miss the hottest bachelors in town. Discover Richmond's most eligible gentlemen. Each sees the perfect woman a little differently. Each has his fantasy for that perfect evening, and each has a plan for the 10 years ahead. Find out what makes these gentlemen the hottest bachelors in town. If 77 is your year to get married, don't miss the January wedding supplement, filled with interesting articles like As Long as You Both Shall Love, a close look at the new weddings and new marriages, and the concepts are changing. From the bride's first and special meal to the latest wedding fashions. All this and more in the January issue of Lifestyle, the magazine for Richmond and Central Virginia. On sale now at your favorite newsstand. There really is a way to get two types of mattresses for the price of one. Right now at Hawks Furniture, 7601 West Broad Street, the famous Kingsdown King-O-Pedic Posture Deluxe mattress with regular firmness on one side and a special foam cushion quilted on the other side is on sale. Get an additional $40 reduction for your old mattress and box spring. One mattress with 2 degrees of firmness in twin, double, queen, and king size at sale prices with $40 off for your old mattress and box spring. Hawks Furniture, 7601 West Broad Street, the place where smart shoppers save. It's winter pear time, and you'll find these delicious pears again in the produce department of your favorite market. Fresh Anjou, Bosque, and Comey's pears are now at their best with a new high-quality crop from the West. Look for delicious green-skinned Anjous and Comey's or golden Bosque pears, and be prepared to enjoy the best in winter fruit. Remember, winter pears may stay the same color whether fully ripened or not. You can easily ripen them at home at room temperature for a few days. Look for Western winter pears at your favorite market. Attention, arthritis sufferers. Rub away aches and pains with ease. That's ease, spelled E-E-Z. Ease means relief, fast relief for sufferers of arthritis, rheumatism, sore muscles, and painful joints. Ease is a greaseless, stainless, pleasantly scented cream. Just rub in ease on the affected area. The deep penetrating action begins immediately and lasts for hours. Start with ease in the morning. That's when arthritis pain can be most aggravating. Ease will help relieve those morning aches and pains. And better yet, Ease has a pleasantly scented cosmetic base. There's no unpleasant odor after you leave your home. Don't forget Ease at night. Its soothing, gentle warmth penetrates and relaxes you for a more restful sleep. Remember, use only as directed. Start your day and end your day with Ease. That's spelled E-E-Z. Now available at People's Drug Stores. Sunday, WTVR brings you the exclusive coverage of the first Grand National race of the NASCAR season. Hear the Winston Riverside 500 at 1:50 Sunday. All the top stars will be on hand for the road course action, and you'll hear it all right here. The Riverside 500 is brought to you by Richmond Ford and Osterbind Radiator. And you'll hear it all Sunday at 1:50 p.m. on WTVR. Chester Carpet and Decorating has 40 to 60 rolls of carpet in stock at just $9.95 a square yard, including padding and installation. Chester Carpet and Decorating is also having a Paint Up America sale. Bruning interior vinyl flat finish in 14 decorator shades, just $7.95 a gallon. It was $11.35. Bruning Carriage House custom colors, $2.50 off the regular price. The Paint Up America sale. Take Route 10 to Chester, turn down at the post office, and Chester Carpet and Decorating will be on your left. When you're considering purchasing an organ for your family, don't shop just anywhere. Visit the people who make organs their only business. Hammond Organ Studios at 6105 West Broad Street. Learning to play an organ is easy and very relaxing, and also an excellent source of family togetherness during these snowy winter nights. Hammond Organ Studios, your Hammond Organ Center in Richmond since 1961 at 6105 West Broad Street, just east of Horsepen. For a full variety of used car selection, take a look at the full lot at Bill Talley Ford in Sandston. Bill Talley Ford is overstocked. The acceptance of the 77s has been great, and they must move their overflowing used car selection. There's every make, every model, every price range in stock and ready for delivery. It's a January closeout of used cars. The lot's full, the price is right, and this is the right time for you to head to Bill Talley Ford in Sandston. Used car January clean-out sale going on now. Pence Briggs Dotson can really save you money this year. That's savings on gasoline, maintenance, and the purchase price. Pence Briggs Dotson still has some 1976 610s and 710s at tremendous savings. They also have new 1977 210s and popular 280Zs, plus a limited supply of trucks. Pence Briggs Dotson has the car or truck for all your needs. Pence Briggs Dotson on Belt Boulevard on Route 60 under the Big Dotson sign.